Hey everyone, so I get asked all the time, how do I get the best interest rates and how do I get the best terms on a mortgage? And it all comes down to credit. My name is Chloe.deverrier and today I'm going to talk about the top do's and don'ts with your credit when trying to get pre-approved for a loan. Now I'm going to start off with the don'ts because there's a lot more of them than the do's, and the first is to not apply for new credit. And the reason for this is every time you apply for a new credit, just as if you're applying for a new loan, they're going to pull a hard pull on your account, which will automatically decrease the points in your credit score. Number 2, do not max out your credit cards. Now I know this sounds pretty self-explanatory. Why would you max out your credit cards? But you would be surprised, it happens all the time. The biggest example for this has happened to many of our clients, is they get into escrow and they're 5 days away from closing and they get very excited and they go out and buy tens of thousands of dollars of brand new furniture to move in with. Well, what do you say? Their loan gets pulled and they fall out of escrow. And that's because they maxed out their credit line and unintentionally caused them to lose their dream home. Now, on the topic of maxing out credit cards, do not consolidate your debt onto 1 or 2 credit cards. And the reason for this is that from the eye of a bank, it looks like that you've been maxed out and unable to pay back what you owe, which will not look good on your part when trying to get a loan. Number 4, do not close any of your credit card accounts. Now, you may have multiple bank accounts and realize, I don't use that one from Bank of America anymore. Why would I need it? I'm going to go ahead and close it, even though you've had it open for 19 years. The reality is your credit score is heavily dependent on the years that you've been associated with the banks. So even if you don't use that bank account, do not close it. You will heavily impact your credit score, which will then heavily impact your loan. Number 5, do not pay off collections. If you have any collections to pay off, do it through escrow while you're closing. Number 6, do not transfer money between accounts or accept large deposits. And the reason for this is if you have parents or your grandparents or someone who wants to provide for you during your time of purchasing your new home and they give you, say, a $50,000 check, that is going to get flagged on the bank's end and they're going to think that is some risky money. They don't know where it's coming from. You need to have the money in your account for at least 60 days or else they won't be able to trace where it came from. And on the topic of deposits, in addition to not accepting large deposits and putting them into your bank account, do not withdraw large sums of amount of money as well. Number 8, do not make career moves. If you're offered a new job, schedule that with your counselor, talk to your mortgage lender, and notify the company because that can flag you when you're currently in escrow. So make sure you talk to all the necessary people when doing that because you do not want to get flagged or having instability in terms of your employment. Number 9, do not let your bank accounts go red, meaning do not have any negative sums in your account. You want to make sure you have sufficient funds in all bank accounts in order to ensure that you are able to pay back your loan when they're looking at you in terms of credibility. Number 10, do not let any friends, family, or relatives pay for anything that is associated to your home buying process. Gifts are allowed under special regulations, but you need to be in contact with your lender. Some examples include appraisals, earnest money, or your deposit, but make sure you consult with your lender. Number 11, do not keep any cash in overseas accounts. If you choose to use that money for an earnest money deposit or in any association to purchasing your home, talk to your lender about the best time to have that transferred over to the United States because there are regulations to have money in your account for X amount of time before being able to use that in purchasing your home. And lastly, in the don'ts, do not give your credit card information to absolutely anyone. You want to avoid having any hard pulls being pulled onto your account by any other individual. You want to ensure that your credit score is staying strong, positive, and high because that is the #1 key to getting the best interest rates and the best terms on your mortgage. Now, we just went through 12 don'ts. That's a lot of things to not do with your credit while trying to obtain a loan, but there's also 3 things to do that will help you continue through the process. Number one, stay on top of your current accounts. Make sure all of your bills are paid on time, you have no late payments, and everything is running smoothly. This will show the bank that you're on top of it, you know what you're doing, and that you're a responsible person that can accept a high loan. Number two, continue to use your credit as normal. Don't make any large purchases. Don't do anything different that will change your current pattern. This will flag the account. And number three, if you are looking to do anything when it comes to your money, the first thing you want to do is talk to your lender. They know what to do in terms of protecting you, and that is the number one way to ensure that you're in the best strategic position to get the best loan. Now, I know I walked through a ton of different things today, but I know there's also a lot of different questions when it comes to getting pre-approved, to getting a loan, and the home buying process. I'm currently launching a series, and so look out for my upcoming videos. I will also link down below a contact form if you'd like to ask me any sort of questions, and I will also link down below my pre-approval guide that talks about everything when it comes to getting a mortgage, lending, and also my list of do's and don'ts. Have an amazing day, guys. Stay safe and stay home.